There's one quote that I really, really like, and I want everybody to hear it in the world is if you can't love yourself truly, how the hell you're gonna love somebody else? So I think that is a very profound thing RuPaul said because I love drag queens. So yes, she said it and I love it and I think I live by it. So that's one of the things that I always look for people if they love themselves or not, and they're coming from a place of love towards me also. And that's how I make friends. And that's why I don't have friends. Because how many people do you actually find who really love themselves and come from a good place? So yeah, welcome to Glow with Love's Clubhouse, where I am looking for a community of people who are looking to grow, glow, and heal together. So yes, welcome to another episode. We will be talking about some more healing journey and how I did it and how I can help you too, and how we can do it all together. So first thing first. Now, what are some of the key moments in your life that contributed to the feeling of sadness? How did they shape who you are today? Easy. My childhood, I think everybody's childhood shapes on who they are, how they behave, and particularly how they are behaving in all the ways that they are. Okay? So let's say I have a habit of getting sad over things or feeling unworthy, unlovable, and not good enough, and there's always something that is missing. So I did learn all of these things in childhood itself. I got pro when I was very little, and I got really, really, really super advanced by the time I was 23, 24. I was amazing at hating myself, self-sabotaging myself, and to be in particularly bad relationships and have a very negative mindset. Although my career was thriving, but I used to hate it every moment of my life. So I was really good at it. Okay. And how do you change it? First of all, do we need to change it? First of all, yes, I mean, duh, that's a very simple thing. Like, you need to come from love and you need to exist in love, because everything that we do the food that we eat, the life that we live, the friends that we make, the relationship that we are in, everything comes from love, and we want love. That's the only thing. So I believe that everything, and out of everything, whatever we are doing, however we are doing, and the way we are reacting to everything is only coming because we want love, peace, joy, and happiness. Now, we must have learned all of these things to get uh, from very negative thought patterns, from behaviors which are very not supporting to you, which are not very uplifting, and hence you feel guilt, shame, fear, anger, jealousy, envy, and self-hatred towards yourself. So since I am a pro at it, I was a pro at it, now not anymore. Now it becomes very difficult for me to even think about how do people do it. Like, I keep thinking about, why would you do that? Like, why would you hurt yourself? Why would you get into that conversation? Why would you get into that relationship? And it's easy, because I just have to remind what I was doing some 7-8 years back. This is what I was doing. So yeah, power just went off anyways. So let's continue. Now, this is what I was doing. Yes, I was hating, I was self-sabotaging, I was hating every moment of my life. I was hating the relationship that I was in. I was hating the life that I was living. I hated my body. I hated everything about it. And yet, I did not know what to do about it. And how do you like scratch everything? Like, how do you take everything off, rebuild it, re strengthen yourself, and to find that peace, joy, comfort, and love? This is what we are discussing. So how do you do it? So now my journey, it started about 10 years ago. I was in a very bad place where I was drinking. I was getting into bad relationships again and again and again and again, and this would just keep going on. And the relationship that I was having with my family was bad, because I used to hate them, because I was hating myself. And I used to hate friends wise, no. Friends wise, I just have one best friend that I still continue to have, and she has been a sweetheart. She has been a blessing of mine and continues to be a blessing in my life. So apart from that, everything that I was experiencing was downright bad. So, how did I do it? I particularly remember something bad happened to me, and all of a sudden I realized that this cannot continue. Like, this cannot be it. I am not here to be punished and to live through all of these emotions. Now, when I say it, also, I am thinking about that particular night that I was having a lot of suicidal thoughts, and you would not believe that I looked up on Google as to suicide helplines, because I just wanted somebody to help me, just wanted somebody to show it to me, what can be done and how do I come out of it. So I did try a couple of numbers which are there, and unfortunately none of the numbers work. Isn't that crazy? When you're like just trying to kill yourself and you're like, this number that you're trying to reach is currently switched up, and I'm like, bitch, I want to live. And I realized that, okay, since you want to live and these numbers don't work, so first thing first is get your shit right. So I called up my therapist. I only knew one lady. I called her up 11 o'clock at night, and I started bawling. I was crying. I was breaking down, and I told her that what I'm feeling right now is indescribable, and I don't want to be here. I don't love myself. I don't love the life that I'm in, and I just hate everything about it. How do I change it? What do I do about it? And she gave me some random advices which didn't make any sense to me. So anyways, I just knew from that point that yes, change is possible. Whatever she was telling me, okay, I did not resonate with it, but I knew that if I find the right answers for myself, the journey can begin. And one thing that I know now and I didn't know back then is healing is constant. Like, the journey is constant. There's no particular place that you arrive, and there's no further place that you can go. So anyways, I started the journey. Okay, I started with a lot of TEDx talks. These people were talking about body language, how to love yourself, how to be aware of your thoughts, whenever you have a thought, what happens in your body, and how to change your life and manifest the life that you want. So I started listening to a lot of TEDx speakers on YouTube, and then I bought some books, and then as I was growing, I forgot about them, and I continued my misery for another few years, and then I came back, and then one day I just gave up. I was like, I can't do this corporate life, I don't want to do it, this life, I don't want to do it. So I was looking for places where I can give up and become a nun. Okay, yes, I was looking for a place like that, and I started Googling, like, where can you go and become a nun or a monk, and just give up everything, and it's just too bad and cruel. Okay, what do I do? I did found out a place called Tushita. It's a semi-monastery. So I immediately booked, and the next slot was like 3-4 months later. So I just booked it, and I was like, okay, just 3-4 months I have to go by, and then I will change my life. So I did book, and then I was just waiting and continuing my misery and sorrow and my sadness, whatever I was feeling, but just to go through it. So the first time I went there, and so this particular course is of 10 days. You go there in the semi-monastery, you live, they teach you things about, it is basically about introduction to Buddhism course. Now they'll teach you about Buddhism, and what do they think, and what does Buddha have to say about things, and how can you change your life, and how can you change your emotions and thoughts and behaviors, and love your life and love all beings, and how do you go about it. But there was one particular thing that I really struggled with, was for 10 days you cannot speak. So you just have to be quiet and learn and meditate and learn and meditate and just be quiet. Okay, so I went there, and I was like, okay, let's see. So yes, the teaching started, the meditation started, and that was the first time I think I was meditating. And the teachers would come, they'll give you lessons, and I will take down notes, and in my head the constant self-criticism is always going on, the pain is just coming back up. And since I'm not able to speak, and there are no other substances that is outside which can provide me with the relief, so two things that I used to do is constantly talk in my head and just make myself sad over and over and over again. Like, this happened, that happened, and you did this, and people did this to you, and now it's just misery, and there is no positive experiences that I can look back and reflect that I have any, like, this much hope also of a positive, happy, and joyful life. So it was just, just like a black cloud on top of my head, and it's just raining. People are just going about their days, people are just doing their stuff, people are just living, and here I am with this black cloud over my head, and it's just pouring, and nobody can see that. So that also used to make me sad. Like, do you not see me in pain? Yeah. So yes, that was initially 1 2 days 3 days, and we used to have evening meditations. It'll be a guided meditation, and we would do that, and I would just cry and cry and cry, hoping that since I'm crying, I'm taking this pain out. So I would cry some more, and I will come back, and lay in my bed and hoping that whatever I am doing should be helping. So yes, the day were going by. It's a 10 days course. So first few days, yes, I was really struggling because I wanted to speak. I wanted to do something that will take out this pain. So you know how I did it? I just ate a lot of food. There were no limit on food. Yes, you can't allow me to speak, but you can't stop me from eating. And I would just eat. I would just fill my stomach, and I will eat my emotions there. And there are so many times that I would like, I was even conscious of the food that I was taking. Can you believe, like, if I would pick up a butter and I'll be like, people are looking at me, and they must be looking at, oh, look how fat she is, and now she's taking all this butter and jam instead of the porridge, and something healthy instead of a banana. She's eating she's drinking 2 chai and eating 4 breads. And I was like, people are looking at me, and I would just sit there, and I will eat my butter and jam, and even more criticize. And I'll be like, oh shit, people are looking at me and they are judging me, and why can't you be nice, why can't you be more beautiful? And these girls out here from other countries are so beautiful and elegant and feminine, and here you are, fat ass, sad ass, sitting here and doing what? Eating bread and butter. So yeah, that was my thought. It's crazy. Oh my god, it's crazy. So yes, I would keep having these thoughts. I would eat a lot. It will be here, and then evening we will have the more meditations, and I would cry, hoping that something will take this pain away. And I didn't know, like, what is the point? But I was trusting in the process that something will help, something will heal, and maybe I'm not sure that I can become happy again. So yes, 5 6 7 days go by, and they teach you about oneness and how we are all together, and how God is within you, and how to reach enlightenment. Didn't make sense, but it did give me a lot of peace, like a connectivity to the source. And 7th day go by, 8th day go by, and 9th day go by. There's a lot of peace that I have found. There's one particular moment that I would like to tell you. I met a girl called Leah. She's from UK, and we were not allowed to speak, but I was talking to her, so I'm sorry. So yes, we were talking, and we were just discussing as to the painful experiences that we are having and we had in the past. And I told her that it is because of my mother. I hate the life. Since childhood I've been in so much pain, and it's just bad relationship that I'm experiencing, and I don't feel good. I dissociate from my body, and there is no hope for me. Like, people keep cheating on me, and there is nothing nice that's happening, and the work is also very stressful, and there's nothing positive which is coming out of this. So I hate my life. And she said, you know what you can do is you can write a letter to your mother, because you need to forgive her. And I was like, no, I will not. And she's like, you need to forgive her. And I said, I will not. I will not give her the peace that she does not deserve it. Like, why would I forgive her? She was so bad. She was so rude. She did not know how to bring a child, and she brought me to this life and gave me experiences, and she made my life miserable. And my father was like that, my school teachers were like that, and children's were like that, and all these things. And she said, just write a letter, okay? I said, okay. I did write a letter. I was just sitting there. I did write a letter, and there were a lot of things that I realized that if my mother did not know how to love me or love herself, how would she love me? If she was not born and brought up in a loving way, how do you expect that she will behave like that? So that was a profound moment that I have, that if somebody does not know how to love themselves, how do you think they're gonna love you? And I think I made peace with it. I started forgiving her, because I started realizing that my mother is just not my mother in this world, but she's also just a person. And if I can screw up so many things, why can't she? I mean, she did something, but she's also just a person who is making mistake and who can make mistakes. So that's okay. So that's something that I realized, and I started making peace with it. I came back from there, and for a couple of days I was okay. I stopped doing the meditation, which was the wrong thing to do. I realize now, because if I would have continued my journey, it would have healed me much quicker than so many years. But it does not matter. Like, everything is fine. So yes, so initially for 10-15 days I was remembering all of this experience and the peace and the joy and be okay. So I would say I was not really happy, but I was not sad. So that's one. Now after that we started moving ahead, and I forgot all about the experience. I forgot about all the learnings that I had, and I went back to the self-sabotage once again. I went back to the sadness once again. I went back to bad relationships again. People cheating on me again. I went back to my drinking again. And that was it's crazy. It's crazy, I would say, just crazy. I mean, that's okay. Like, it does not matter so much, because you have, I mean, it's okay. Like, maybe that was not the timing for me, and there were more lessons for me to learn, and that's why. So that's what happened back then. And yeah, so the healing journey, yes, little, it started continuing. I was just reading books. I was just reading a lot of podcasts. I was just continuing, but there was no substantial thing that I discovered. Like, no particular way, in sense where we can learn, and I can practice it every day, and I can heal. But there's one thing that I discovered, 2020. It was 2018, I think. 2018, I discovered Tony Robbins. Blessing. Because when I started listening to him, when I read his books and I watched his videos again and again and again, the things that he teaches you about where you're focusing, what happens, what emotions are trying to teach you, and how can you pull yourself back from a very sad, depressed state to a high energy performer and live a best life. So yes, I did learn a lot from Tony Robbins, and I'm really thankful for him. And I also discovered Jim Rohn, and I think he was like a father figure. I would listen to his videos for hours and hours. So I think that made a little shift in my perspective, and I started realizing the patterns that I was in. I started becoming more aware of what I am doing, and being more conscious of who I am and how I react and how I behave and how I think is shaping my life rather than my experiences. So I think that was a very important step, that I started taking responsibility rather than saying that, oh, because of my past I am who I am. So that was a very profound shift I would say, in my life. And this journey continued even more. More books, more podcasts, more channels, connecting myself spiritually. But did it stop me from making more mistakes? No, sweetie. Some more bad relationship, some more drinking, some more hating of my life, uh, some more of a lot more of self-sabotaging behaviors when I knew better, because conceptually I understood a lot of things, like why I behave, how I behave, and what I am doing and how it's impacting my life. But was I changing it? No. No, sweetie. No, no, no. Not even close. So, some more years. Like, am I traumatizing? Am I trauma dumping you guys? Okay. But yeah. Yes, that was the journey that I was in. And it continued until so many years. But yes, there is a good thing to it. The person that I am today, the person that I'm really proud of, I'm very happy in who I am, how I am, wherever I am, and I know I have abundance of love, abundance of energy, abundance of wealth around me, and I truly believe in myself, and I truly honor myself, and I have a lot of respect for myself as in who I am. So this is how I become. This is how I've become today, and this is who I am right now. It's not easy. There are a lot of things that I've done, which I will be talking in more videos, but this is what I'm trying to tell you. Like, you are not alone. You are not the only one who's suffering, who's making a lot of mistakes, who is alone in this journey. And that is why I wanted to create this community where we support each other, we grow together, we glow together, we heal. We want to be the best version of ourselves. So this, you are not alone, sweetie. I love you. I am there to support each and every individual who is looking to become the best version of themselves. And this is my purpose in life. This is my motivation. This is my intention. So blessings with you. Take care.